We have just passed the bridge and Ludford Street, and then this is behind the Charlton Arms public house, and this is the famous Ludlow fishbone bed, world famous. That's one of the best example of a boundary between the Silurian and the Devonian, and they say that this is now buried, the boundary, actual boundary, where is the you can find the bone beds. There's a rock with a lot of scales, fishbone scales there. So to protect it, this is a world famous site. My wife was born around here, so she has seen a lot of things. This, I suppose, is a limestone. So kind of, I don't have my acid bottle, but looks interesting. Some wavy patterns on it, probably current ripple marks or things like that. You see the bedding. These are sandstones, I suppose. Yeah, these are sandstones. I can see a lot of homoki and swelly. These are sandstones. That is Devonian now. So, what is the Silurian is under here.
Look, what's this?
Don't move it, please. Yeah, these are all sandstone. The actual bone bed is buried under here.
What's this?
That's a fossil cast of a fossil. Is it a snail or kind of shelly creature?
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, that's beautiful. You noticed that? Oh, it's so fragile.
Yeah, look,
So
there's more
pliable.
underneath.
But what I'm interested, look at this. All this. These are sandstones. Look at this homoki and swellies. Ah, that's beautiful. Look at here. This is Devonian practically.
Yeah.
Look at that. Ah, lovely. That's a beautiful. I have to take some pictures of this. Excuse me, darling. Can you come and take this bottle of water so I can free my hand? Thank you. I want to put this book here for scale and take a picture. That's amazing. The actual bone bed is at the base of these layers. So if I follow here, the bone bed is lower than this, because what I see here is sandstone. All is sandstone. Okay, that's the famous bench, and that is Ludford Corner. What is written there is that this is the world famous tape locality for the Ludlow bone bed, in which the fragmented remains of primitive fish are abundant. It marks the beginning of a change in this region about 400 million years ago, from open seas to extensive land areas with large rivers. Sir Roderick Murchison, the famous geologist, in 1839 placed the fish bed near the upper limit of his Silurian system. So that's the top of the Silurian system. Now we know that there are better example of the top of the Silurian in the Czech Republic, I think. But this is also a good example. There's a little bit, there's a time gap between the top of the Silurian here and the bottom of the Devonian. But what you see is practically what you see here. These are all the Devonian sandstone. And buried somewhere here is a Ludlow fishbone, which can be considered as the topmost part of the Silurian system in this era. In this area, I correct myself. For reasons of the preservation, they have buried it here. What I see here is again the sandstone here. If there is any, it must be buried somewhere here. They have buried it deliberately just to protect it. So if I look here, no, I don't think there is any chance of finding that. These are all sandstone. Bottom of the Devonian. Top of the Silurian is under this yet. So practically they have buried it under this. If I'm careful, this is yet some of the sandstone. It goes that way. Of course it's dipping, as you see, dipping this way. That's my impression, is that this bed is dipping this way, the beds, and this way dipping. This strike is almost like this, and that is toward the, if I move here like that, toward the crest of the Ludlow fold or Ludlow anticline. Bone bed unfortunately is buried here, somewhere here. You cannot see it. But that's nice, we are close to it. We know it's here. At the very bottom of these layers. And let me show you what the book says. This is a geology, Shropshire Geology by P.F. Phillip and J.R. Stratford, a visitor's guide. On page 47 it talks about this. Okay, and where we are now is here. We are here. Oh, number 1. Let me see exactly what number 1. Yeah, we are here, sorry. We are here. Yeah, Craven, Charlton Arms Public House is here. That's the bridge also. And if you go up top of the hill, you will see the view of the Ludlow. And what it says about the Ludlow fishbone, okay, the grid is for that, coordinate GR 513742. You don't need that eventually, because that's practically so easy to find it. But the actual bed unfortunately is buried. If you want more explanation, it says in the glossary where it talks about the fish, you may find something about it. So disappointing to come here and you don't see that, but anyway, for the purpose of preservation of the site. The fish-shaped appeared at the end of the Silurian, beginning of Devonian, and were identified at Ludlow. The famous bone bed, at times very thin, is usually a brownish sandstone. Oh, okay. In which can be seen tiny black remains of the fish scales and spines. Very important, but not a coffee table display item. Yes, it's not very impressive unless you really know how it is important, why it is so important. Yeah, the closest living descendant of the trilobites probably, the woodlice. The crustacean arthropod. And you see some fossils here. That's, I think, a kind of arthropod shell. Linguella, probably. I'm not sure, I'm just guessing. Very strange. Fleshy plant. Interesting and a bit disappointing. I see here some brownish sandstone, but the brownish sandstone means iron stained, and practically anything can be that. And sandstone are famous, notorious for having brownish iron stains. Look at it, everywhere you see that. Everywhere you look, you see brownish. So that's not a good guide. It's buried here. They say they have buried it, but you must come with an expert who knows the area. I mean, the local person who knows the area. Unfortunately, today is Easter Sunday, and the museum is closed. And tomorrow, I think this will be closed. So we will not have the chance even to see a sample of the bone bed, which is for museum display. So, famous Ludlow fishbone bed.